before I share my screen, I'll actually do a demo of how I build lyric files and how you should build lyric files should you ever need to be able to do that. Our standard for lyrics on January 31st, 2023 at 3:27 Eastern Time. Everything change. We use Helvetica now. We run lyrics as a lower third, not upper aligned, not center aligned, lower third. I understand every room is different. Do what you got to do. But as far as a standard, lower third. We will never use more than 2 lines of text. We will never go longer than 30 characters wide because that stretches across the entire IMAG surface. We use all caps. We do not use mixed case. Let's see. We do not use punctuation outside of apostrophes. No commas, no periods, outside of rattle, no exclamation points. Rattle is the exception. I think that's about it. As far as Propresenter goes, we do not use labels. We use groups. And I'm going to go through how to build a Propresenter file. Are you guys ready?
Teach us, oh master.
Teach us. Okay. All right. Because it's timely, I'm going to show you how to build more than able. Here we go. What I will do first thing, anytime I get a lyric, which is verified by Chris Brown and Amy Corbett, because she's the one that sends them off to CCLI to get them verified, as you can see right here. What I'll do is I will open up a text edit document. I will copy the lyrics right here, Command C, Command Tab, and then paste them into here. So here I have my lyric file. You might be asking, why am I using text edit?
Why are you using text edit, Jared?
Just wait and see.
What the Lord can do.
Yes. Something that we use in Propresenter 7 that we didn't in 6 is groups. So what I will do is go ahead and add a verse 1, verse 2. I'm going to add a chorus 1. Here's the thing. This chorus is the exact same. So I'm going to dump that. We're going to get rid of it. We don't use the gripping coda. So I'm going to call this verse 3. Here we go. All right. We've got verse 1, chorus 1, verse 2, bridge 1, bridge 2, verse 3. I'm going to copy all of this into Propresenter, Command C. Okay, we're in Propresenter. What I'm going to do now is go to File, Import, Text from Clipboard. And then you can choose your theme. What I like to do is I created a build template because this shows case. Then I will make sure my slides limited by is paragraph break. And then import. And wow, I've got all of this information. It's perfect.
Ready for Sunday.
Ready for Sunday.
Wow.
And then what I'm going to do first thing is I'm going to go ahead and create some different groups. If I can get my Zoom crap out of the way, I'm going to go down here to this little plus button, add new blank slide. And if you use command, if you hold command and click a slide and then press Command D, it duplicates a slide. So I'm going to right click and then go to group. I'm going to create a intro group. And then the next slide, I'm going to create a break group. I'm going to create a turnaround group. And I'm going to create an outro group. And then just go ahead and kind of plug these in. Make sense? You tracking?
Yep.
Great. And then what I'm going to do is go into reflow. So up here, reflow. I'm going to look at my text. All right, we got a question mark. Get out of here. We got a comma. Bye.
Bye.
Another comma. Bye. Okay. Now what I'll do is kind of create a base look, and then I'll go in and do my actual slide breaks. Like I said, we'll only do 2 slides per or 2 lines per slide. So if I click my cursor here before the W, if you hold Option and press Return, it creates everything after what you just did as a new slide. So Option Return creates a new slide. So I'll do that here. And then I'll do that here. I don't like how long this is. So I'm going to move that and then move that. So I feel pretty good about that look. And then for this, I'll just do 1 per.
Can I ask you a question, Jared?
Ask it.
So I see you're doing like 1 per for more, you are more than able. Is that because that's kind of like more or less how the song is sung? Like you're trying to also use like the melody of the song to also have a natural break in there?
Yes. So I'll get into melody and cadence in a
Okay,
bit. But
Oh, I let the cat out of the bag. My bad. Sorry.
you're fine. You're fine. So I'll do the same thing. It's different because I know this song. When I don't know the song, I've got the demo on Planning Center or Dropbox or Apple Music, Spotify, whatever. But here,
It's like watching Michelangelo paint the Sistine Chapel right now.
oh my God, no, it's not.
A master at his craft.
Just a nerd. Cool. So here we go. I've got everything slide broken.
Sure.
So what I'm going to do now is go to my master and select new arrangement. And we'll just call this V1A. Now what you can do is, let's say, there are a chorus after verse 2. Let's call it a double chorus. Great. Let's say there's some choruses after the bridge. Let's say there's a turnaround after that chorus. You can do that. Are we tracking? We're good?
Great. Yep.
Great. So then what I'll do is I'll go into Planning Center and I'll be like, all right, we're doing more than able. You can go to Media Player.
This is an elevation worship demo.
Yep.
1.
So now what I'll do is with the arrangement that I've created, I will listen to the song.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I don't know if this arrangement actually has vocals in it. Maybe.
Audio's great.
I'm sure it is. So, something I just caught. The intro is actually not 4 bars. The intro is 8 bars. So, I'm going to go back into my master. I'm going to change this to intro 8 bars. I don't know if your volunteers actually look for that.
I never knew that until this moment.
Okay. Well,
That's great to know. That's great.
so unfortunately, this song is all instrumental. So it's
I was hoping you would sing it.
Sing it.
let's someone throw out a song. Someone throw out a song that you need lyrics for right now. We'll do it that way.
Rest on us.
Well, that song already exists. We have a file for that.
Oh,
Do the full song of
Beautiful.
gratitude. Like hunger.
been so good.
Oh my God.
I think it does.
And so good. Like who? Carneal Overton.
Oh, you're talking like the new Ben So Good.
Yeah,
Ours, one that Tiff
Oh,
sang.
you're talking
Maybe
about-
that one exists.
On the Tiffany one, right? Yeah.
It's on the server.
Okay.
It already exists.
Sorry, I don't have any new songs other than our new songs I'm introducing in the next 4 weeks.
Do you guys get the concept? Do you get the concept?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. Always
So
double.
essentially, no no punctuation is a massive thing. We let the line break be the punctuation. Um, and the reason that I build things in mixed case is because there have been times in the past where I'll change a word and I'll change it and actually accidentally have caps lock on. But for confidence monitor, I don't want one word to be all caps, one word to be low caps, one word to be this random word capitalized, that kind of thing. So we just defaulted to build things in mixed case whenever we did the Propresenter revamp back in 2020 before campuses opened. But that's the reason. And essentially, for every song that we create, like I'll go to Lamb, there should be a master version and then a version number. So if I go to Mercy, there should be, let me go to a version where there's multiple arrangements. This is a bad.
Yeah, same God.
Resurrecting. I'll come to the altar.
It's like 12.
Come to the altar's got like 15 probably.
Do it again.
Yeah, so same God has V1A, V1B, V2A, V8A. You guys, I know we talked through this a while ago. Chelsea's about to ask about the arrangement numbers and what they mean. Ask it.
No, I'm not gonna ask that. I know this. Sorry,
Please.
that's not.
Refresh us for those that don't know, Jared.
All right.
Dropped it in slide.
Arrangement number. Anything that's V1 is a pre-released version. So V1A is like they have created a demo. That's V1A. V1B might mean a lyric changed or a chord progression changed or a turnaround length changed. That's V1B, C, D, you name it. V2A is what is on the album that releases. So everything that we just did, as soon as it hits Apple Music, Spotify, you name it, that's V2A. If we decide to do a big intro, big outro, when it was a down intro, down outro, that is, Nick just shared it in Slack, so he's stealing my thunder right now.
Stolen, Nick. Stolen.
I was
V-
literally about to hit enter, Nick.
Second ahead of you.
You guys go ahead and look at that.
I do have a question for you.
Yeah.
So I know you could go back to more than able if you wanted to as an example, but there is 2 different times you left a double line attached on the same slide. What makes you leave a line double on the same slide versus separating it the way that you did earlier in the song?
Yeah, great.
The Holy Spirit.
So it's pacing of how it's sung. So if you think about it, let me go also command. If you hit Command F, that lets you like fast search a song.
Yeah.
If you didn't know, Command F is you can search your entire library. But for the chorus, where it's very between each lyric is like a whole measure.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the messaging of, this is not a preference thing. It's just like maybe it is a preference. I don't know. It's not quick to go between each slide, but then when you get to the bridge, where was it? I did do that somewhere.
And
Where
then
was it?
right there.
Oh, but
29.
There is literally, instead of a measure between the lyric, there's a beat between the lyric.
Yeah.
So it's timing between slides. That's why.
That's probably what I struggle with the most whenever building on a song is when to do that. That
It's
makes
all-
sense.
it's all- I want to make it as least chaotic for a volunteer as possible. So if there's a whole measure to get through a slide, I'll let them get through the slide. If there is a eighth note, I'm just going to leave that to bubbles.
Yeah.
Well, if you also think about how people in the congregation are singing it, if we're trying to help lead them to know how they're going to sing it, if it's a faster pace, if they see it double line, they know I'm singing this again quickly rather than I have time to catch on to the slower cadence.
Right.
So it's like, it's helping the volunteer, but it's also helping our people who are far from God, who've never sung these songs before, know, oh, I need to read this twice.
We set that standard back with Jesus I Come in 2014, if you guys remember that song.
Oh, yeah.
That's when we created that. Me and Andrea Smith.
Who? Never heard of her.
Yep. No, you haven't. Grateful.
I know who she
Go back all the way to the beginning with Grateful. Anyway,
My question is actually, this doesn't happen like with all of the songs, but there have been occasional songs where the format that we pick on Planning Center, if we go into Propresenter, it might not match or there might be something off. And I know a lot of time we've talked about this with Vincent with certain songs, even in Ableton not matching up. And it's just, we're human and not everything is perfect all the time. So I just want to know, what's the most appropriate form of communication if something is off? Who do we let know? What's the best timing? How do we get it fixed? I just want to make sure that we all kind of know that I don't want to not say something and then 10 other campuses are doing the exact same thing every single week for 5 weeks in a row.
yeah, so I would say best way to do it is throw it in Pro Directors, because just because there's an arrangement that you're doing doesn't mean that we've done it at Valentine before. That does mean that the demo's been made. So it should be as easy. And the thing about it is like, but sometimes between B2B and B2C, it's just that. It's like there's a longer outro or there's a down outro. And that's the only difference. So just throw it in Slack and I'll
When you
check
say
it.
throw it in Slack, say, hey, this one doesn't exist, or
Hey, I'm not seeing V2C of this song. Does anyone else have it or does it need to be made?
awesome. Thank you.
I don't know what just
Just like.
Davis moved the photo behind him because it looked like he's got antlers or horns or.
Nice.
Sorry. Pay attention to what's happening. So if I'm hearing right, Jared, let's say I make a song and I'm like, hey, I'm unsure about like the cadence and pacing of the song. Would that be something that you would want to check before? I mean, is that like out of the realm?
Always. Yes.
Okay.
I am happy to check anyone's Propresenter file. In fact, I would prefer that.
And then would that file then go up to global songs for everybody to use once it's been like verified?
Yep.
Great. Great.
Cool. What else do you guys got? Great. I don't have anything else. I'm good, Tanner.
Cool. Thanks, Jared. Appreciate you taking time to do all that. That's very insightful. I learned some things.
There you go.
I didn't even know that the 8-bar was a little thing on the label. That's
One thing I didn't show you guys, one of my favorite Mac shortcuts. We're going to get nerdy real quick. So let me share my screen. This is a perfect example. Like, let's say you're, what's that new, someone had me make this the other day. Take you at your word. Let's say I'm going to go to multi-track. If we don't have a song that's ours, I'll go to multi-tracks. And I want to build this song. So I'll copy the lyrics in.
as you're doing this, Jared, is this the best place to get lyrics?
Multi-tracks is where I get lyrics if we don't have a song that's already made.
Great, thank you.
That's where they're added. So I've just copied those lyrics. I go into my text edit. If I just straight up paste, see how it has that weird outline behind it? Because that's where I highlighted it. Can you guys see it?
Mhm.
So if I go back in here and copy, and stick with me, let me open text edit. If I just hold Command, Option, Shift, V,
You're gonna say another key.
That paste into an existing format.
Okay.
Say it again, Command
So-
Option Shift V.
Yes, V as in Van Morrison.
Van Morrison. Van Halen.
Yes, Van Halen. Command Option Shift V. That is it pastes into an existing format. So when I was pasting earlier, it was pasting that highlighted version. And this is across all Mac applications. This is not just a text edit kind of thing. But I wanted that new song. So here we go. Oh, what I didn't tell you earlier, and the reason why I actually pre-labeled my like verse 1, pre-chorus 1, chorus 1, that kind of thing. When you import into Propresenter, it defaults to the group settings that text. So that's why I copied and then file, import text from clipboard. The groups already exist. Verse 1, chorus 1, verse 2. So that's why I spend the extra 25 seconds in label. Yeah, that's it.
Is it possible to get the that template of the arrangement? I had something similar, but I think my version was different from what you were.
Yeah, I think there is something on the server, but I think it's like a August 2020 V1A of that. I'll make a V2B of that.
Thank you.
What were you asking about?
So the group
Oh, the
names
group
and
names.
just what he's referring
Yeah,
to.
okay, got it.
That would help to when we're building, just to make sure it's the same.
I've noticed before in my Propresenter when I'm trying to throw something into a group, it doesn't actually have as many options as yours has. Do you make all of those, or are those
The
standard?
group labels.
Yeah, the group.
That's what I was
labels.
just saying, if we can have access to.
Right.
There's not a way to actually export those. I don't believe.
There is. There is.
It doesn't. The group labeling?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Same.
Because I've tried to do that before.
Very carefully.
Now he's in the code himself.
I'm pretty sure. So if I go into documents, Propresenter, config, yeah, groups. I'll do it right now.
Cool.
I'll test it right now.
Well, the other thing that's cool is in the coloring will match. Because then across
Yeah,
campuses, because we'll.
Remember when we used to do the Propresenter sync on Saturday nights? That was fun.
Do I ever? Do I ever? Let's see. I'll just. Well, I guess it's themes. Share base. Throw that in your config.
That's the easy way.
So just copy that group doc into your configuration on your local documents Propresenter.
While he's doing that, little something too, I don't know how many people are doing this, but I know it's been said at one point to have a global songs library and then like a local song library on your Propresenter. Reason being is it'd be best practice for whoever's loading your CGs, if it's you or somebody else, to be basically, I always tell everybody to delete your old global songs library every week and copy and paste the new one into your global
The
songs
entire
library, the entire library. That way you're just always know that you have the most current version of the songs that are in there. And then if you're doing songs or something weird where you don't want those things to be deleted because you're deleting the global songs library, keep a separate library for stuff that your
That
campus
makes sense.
needs or uses. And then that way those libraries are staying kind of like cleaned up always.
I-
Kind of just,
I always would pull in the uplink song. I'd
Right.
re-pull it in from ProDrive
right.
on Sunday morning, just to make sure that there wasn't any tweaks. And then also Jared keeps us up to date if there's like a
Yeah.
new verse more than able.
Yeah, Jared will keep us up to date, but I mean, one thing I would always do when I was building CGs and when telling Camilla to do is like, just delete that whole global songs
Yeah.
library every Saturday night when you're doing songs or doing CGs, and then just bring the new one in. I mean,
Yeah, no,
that way,
makes sense.
you know, you just always have the most current version.